Tired. Alrighty. Cool. Alright, so this is my first live stream with my new lights. I don't know if I went overboard or what, but I kind of like it. Yeah, the teal and purple. I've always been a big fan. I like it a lot. And it was cheap. Did it from Walmart for, let's see, each strand was 10 bucks. Though the one behind the TV, I went ahead and had to Gorilla Glue it to the television. So it would stay where it's at. It was a TV we were going to throw away anyway. It still works. In fact, I'm debating on sticking a couple of game systems on it, some of the older stuff. But, so it's not really worth keeping. So there is that. But, and there's also a short at the bottom of it. See, this is why I hate getting stuff from Walmart. I knew I shouldn't have, but I was so excited to do the lights tonight, and I just couldn't wait. And instead, I had to settle for something cheap. Get what you pay for. But I did manage to finagle it enough to get it to work, so there's that. And, yeah. I don't know. For, what it is, works. It's cool looking. I like it. And it can do up to 16 colors. I was playing around. I can change it to green. All three of them had to be separate. And each one comes with its own remote. And I just hit a button to change color. Unfortunately, you have to be like facing the unit. That there's a little sensor at the very end of the strip. And you have to like aim directly at it to get it to do anything. Unfortunately, that means I have to get behind the TV to change it. Can't do it from here, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is, I guess. And I did get a new light. Instead of using this guy here, which does work. This is a selfie light, $10 from Walmart. And it does work. The thing is that I had to get a new one because the charging cable for it had to be sitting kind of weird, off center to get it to charge. That's why it kept dying on me whenever I did live streams and videos. Now I got this guy here plugged into my keyboard, and I can control its brightness and everything. So I can turn off the light. Oh, spooky. Oh, that's almost a Halloween thing. I gotta change the lights behind me and go red and everything. Oh, I'm gonna have fun this year. And I can make it brighter and dimmer. I can change the type of light. So there's white. There's the soft white. I don't like it. I don't like being orange. They're both together. And then white. And I can go brighter and darker. But after playing around with it, this seems like to be the best setting. I tried turning it up too bright earlier, and it like washed out the lights behind me, so it's kind of a bummer. I can't really say it's a bummer because it works really well. And I don't have to worry about clipping this thing to a curved monitor anymore. I was always worried I was going to like screw up my monitor with it. Works, but I don't need it. So maybe I'll throw it in my laptop bag and use it when if I ever get to go to work camp again. Hey, Ron Kincaid, how's it going? Mood lighting. Yes, it is. I like it a lot. It's these ones here from Walmart. It's a LED mood light. It says Bluetooth. I haven't installed the app for it. I was kind of worried because like I said, the first two went on just fine, but the one behind the TV I had to rig, and it was just kind of a pain in the ass. I should have just sprung for the more expensive one as a mic center. But these work. And after Gorilla gluing it to the TV, it works really good. I just have to be really sensitive at the very base of it. Because, yeah, there's a short. So the third one was definitely, we should have just took it back. But I was so excited to get the lights up and like, it's only 10 bucks. I'll see if I can rig it up. And I did. Still planning on getting some real ones though, so. But for 30 bucks, matches my logo. Matches mine too. back when I ran the computer center, the Out Computer Center, my colors were purple and teal, and it kind of just stuck with me ever since. So, part of Colorado Plays is the same darker purple, but all the colors I've ever used in any games and all that, it's always been purple and teal. So I kind of like it. Really, I mean, the red on it is bright red, so I'm really excited for Halloween because I do the game streaming stuff on Twitch, and I could just turn the light down low and crank up the red behind me and play some scary games. So I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. And the new selfie light was only $20 at Best Buy. It's a clamp on the back of the desk. It comes with the stem on it. It's about this long, and it's pretty sturdy, so you can position it pretty much any way you want. It also has an arm for the phone, because that's what it was designed for, is to use with a phone and the light. I don't know if you can see it very well. Oh, there we go. So you can put your phone in it over here, and then you got the light here. So it was only $20, but it does perfect for what I needed. I was going to buy a $80 ring light for the back of the desk, but that is like, that would have been overkill because my wall is like right there. And I'm like, gotta get something like that big, and it would just give me radiation. So I'm like, no, I don't need anything that big. So instead of the $80 one, I went down and got the $20 one, just for phones, and it works great. There was a set of the stands with the umbrellas that I was thinking about getting. You could put one there and there. But with this guy, I don't think I really need it. I think this is pretty much all I need until I get a bigger office. And that's probably not going to happen until, well, I grow big enough to move out of this place. Well, not the house, but this office. And eventually, I would like to set up something bigger at like a warehouse, maybe, or a bigger office. I don't know. If I do that, then I'll definitely set up a whole set, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're not that famous. I ain't having my coffee, though. Coffee. Oh, so anywho, I am at just, let's see, 983 subs. So I still have a little ways to go. According to vidIQ, I should be hitting 1,000 subs sometime, not next week, but the week after. So there's still time to vote on what I'm going to be giving away once I hit 1,000 subs. You can see that on the website at WriterSanctuary.com, and there's a poll on the main nav. If you click on it, you can vote. And so far, it looks like the majority of people who have voted, 5, say that giving away a $150 gift card to Barnes & Noble, which is doable. But there's a couple other things there, and it also has a spot where you can put in an idea, and I entertain all of those. So if you haven't voted, you can give that a vote. And then afterwards, I'll set up something fun for the giveaway. So I'm still playing around with some of the plugins for it. Oh, what else is going on? Oh, my ebook. I've been working really hard on the ebook, and I'm getting, I don't know, I try to be simplistic with it, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I think I might have to slim it down. I just wanted something small just so I can start the process so I can see how it all works, because that'll give me a couple of blogs and a couple of videos on how to get it all set up. So this autobiography that I'm writing turned out to be a little bit more of a project than I thought it would be. Still shorter than doing 7 through it, because with 7 I still have to finish the last chapter and then rewrite the entire thing. So it's going to be months and months before I get 7 done and published. But with the ebook, I can just spruce it up, make sure it's good, legible. I'll probably have somebody read over it, and then I can publish it. So that'll be a lot faster than trying to do 7. So I'm still focusing on that. And got a couple other ideas for ebooks I wanted to play around with, mostly for something I can sell off WriterSanctuary.com. Maybe a few creative works, but I don't know. we'll have to see how this all goes. Because I've got all kinds of, oh, and then the ASMR video. So I don't know just how far I'm going to go with the ASMR thing, but I have been playing around with doing story ideas and reading my own work with maybe some background music going on. Definitely some, I don't know how to do the images and videos and all that, so I'll have to play around with how to set it all up through a video with images. So that's going to be fun. Never done it before. So it's kind of exciting, but kind of scary because I've never really, aside from the 3 stories that are right now on Wattpad, I really haven't put out my own work, except for, I guess I got a couple of blog posts on WriterSanctuary of being creative, but nothing really too in depth. So, hey Diana, how's it going? The doctor's in the house. Nice. But so I'm a little worried about it. It's something a little bit different than what I do for WriterSanctuary, but technically it's writing. I'm just reading my own work. And I'm hoping, I have daughter birthdays this weekend, both my daughters, on the 13th and 17th. And so I don't know if I'll be able to get the ASMR video out this weekend, but it'll probably be something I do on the weekend after that. So it's probably going to be more like a Saturday bonus video for WriterSanctuary. Nice backdrop, beautiful colors. Thank you. I love purple and teal. It's my favorite. And the camera really doesn't do it justice. I can see it through the stream, and in person it's amazing. But it looks cool. We were just talking about how I'm excited for Extra Life and the Halloween streams I'll be doing this year on Colorado Plays with Twitch for charity. I'm going to turn them all red and then turn off the main light here. So it's all kind of, it'll be cool. At least it's cool in my head. It's like I wasn't sure if these were going to work because I'm like, when I first hung the strand up on the right, or your left, my right, I turned it on and the light was on. I'm like, God, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I even mentioned how I hope this is going to be as cool in practice as it is in my head, because I wasn't sure if it was going to work out. And I was especially upset that the middle one is kind of screwed up, but for $10, what are you going to do? So I got it to work right, got to stick to the damn television. So, hey, Footmouth, hey, great lights. Thank you very much. I haven't seen you around in a while. But I watched your video, so I know why. What's really cool is being able to change it. And oh, wow, it has the brightest green you can imagine on it. Like when I turn on the green, it's like, boom. It's like, wow, now I want to do like practically living green videos with it. So, do you plan to promote your ebook? If yes, how are you going to promote your ebook? I don't know, to be honest. I'm not really sure if the ebook's really going to sell well. It's not the purpose of writing it. And so I probably will do some marketing for it, but I don't know. Maybe at the most blast it on social media. I'll definitely probably create banners and stuff for the advertisements that I use on WriterSanctuary, and probably market it on michaelbrockbank.com, but no one ever visits that site. So aside from that, I don't know, because I never thought WriterSanctuary was going to be anything more than it is, and it's doubled in traffic every year since I built it. So who knows? Maybe this ebook will be something awesome. What is your ebook about? Right now I am writing, it's kind of like an autobiography of how I got started from when I first started writing back in 2012 on January 1st, and then everything I went through to progress into where I'm at today. And I was going to add more of the personal stuff, but I'm wondering if maybe people don't want to read that part of it, because I did go through a ton of depression and very, very down stuff. At one point my heart stopped, but all of that isn't really related to writing, so I don't know if I'll add that into this book. So I don't know. We'll have to see. It kind of bummed me out when I was writing some parts of it. Although I think it's a bit dark on the sides. I like seeing all of your books and knickknacks. Yeah, I turned it up, and if I turn up the light here in the front, then you can definitely see everything that's on the shelves. You kind of see it still, though. Ish. Not like with the overhead light on. I think I like this better than having the overlight on. I think it was too much above me. But I don't know. If I turn on the overhead, then it washes out the color in the back. So, I don't know. Let's see. Let's play around with it. Look. It's brighter, brighter, brighter. Ah! See it? Then it starts washing out the color in the background. Oh, wow, that gets really bright. Oh, too dark. Okay, there you go. I think that's where it was. Wow, the book sounds amazing. Well, thank you. And essentially, I'm writing it just so I can it'll give me a bunch of blog posts and videos about how to get started with KDP. I'm doing it through Kindle Direct Publishing. And so it'll give me a ton of content that I can write about and probably help somebody publish their own books. So I'm not really expecting to make any money on this. It's just an experiment. But I figured if I'm going to do it, I might as well do something interesting. So if you want, I can give you the name of a Fiverr gig that is supposed to be good for promoting KDP books. That's a possibility. Cats are playing under the door. I might do that. But let's hold off and let me finish first. I want to finish at least one project in my life. So yeah, that's it won't be anything big and extravagant, I guess. I've never done an ebook before. I'm essentially going to write it just like I would a novel. So I don't even know if there's a difference between the two. I just write. And all the books I read, I don't even I don't read ebooks. I read real books. I'm a dork. I like the smell of actual paper. Like, I love the smell of older paper. I'm reading Night Shift right now by Stephen King, and I have a first edition 1979 copy of it. And oh, I love the smell of it. I've always wondered about KDP. It was I was going to use CreateSpace, but it looks like CreateSpace merged with KDP a little while ago. So that's why I'm going to be going through it. And Ron actually gave me the idea of trying to go through it. So we're going to go ahead and finish the ebook and get publishing and write some blog posts and create some videos. Maybe. Watch it go nowhere. But I am going to put it on for sale. So, hey, Chris Desitoff, how's it going? What do you think of my lights? I think the thumbnail actually came out a lot better than I thought it was going to. And for special Walmart special lights, can't really knock it. I think it came out pretty decent. Yeah. I was kind of worried that the lights because the book that's at the very end of the bookshelf on either side. So I was really worried that it was going to be too far away and it wasn't going to get any of the light. But with the wall being white and being reflective off the side of the bookshelf, then I think it washed out pretty well, or washed through. So kind of excited about it. Can't wait to change them to red. Do Halloween. Your book might help someone by encouraging them and providing step-by-step instructions on KDP publishing. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. I would love to do help anybody out. That's why I originally I started WriterSanctuary as a log of everything I've done from when I started writing with Textbroker. And I wasn't really expecting it to become its own thing. And apparently I didn't even know people were reading it until Chris told me years ago how I inspired him to do better. So that's your beautiful buddy. Well, thank you. Yugetson. Oh, I keep forgetting to. I'm going to make that hashtag happen, and I keep forgetting to put the hashtag in the video. Yeah, it's too late now. And I was going to do it on social, too. Make people wonder what the hell that means. But, so yeah, I have high hopes that any blog post and video that I make on the KDP thing will be beneficial. So it's one of the things I'm doing. And then, let's see, we got the 1,000 subs out of the way, and got some new lights. So I guess that's it for me. That's all I planned out for tonight. Can't really think of anything else that's going on. I've got a ton of stuff that I have to do this week. I didn't get a video out today. I was really bummed out. That's because I spent way too much time setting up these lights. That metal one just would not work right. So I don't know how many of you were here when I mentioned how I got the lights to work. I'm thinking it was a funky package because the stickiness on the back of it didn't work. I couldn't get it to stick to the TV, and we were going to throw this TV away anyway. It still works, but I figured I'll just glue it. So I Gorilla Glued the lights to the back. Gotta go. Glad everything's going well. I'll check in on your journey. Well, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you later. So, I tried your damn Fireball for the first time a few minutes ago. That stuff is tasty. I need to be careful tonight. Oh god, yeah. I love Fireball. Fireball is like one of my favorites. I got 2 that I'm going right now. And now that you bring that up, I wish I would have poured me a glass. But I don't know if I'll get in trouble on YouTube for drinking alcohol, but Fireball and Drambuie. Drambuie is a bit more on the spendy side, but orange scotch. Good stuff. I love Fireball. You want to try something really good? Do a flaming Dr. Pepper. That's Fireball and Dr. Pepper. That's really good. What's up, Doc? Yeah, I thought it was funny. But, so like last night I had Drambuie, but I bought a big bottle of Fireball because it was, I still say he's my stepson, even though I'm not with his mom anymore, but I raised him, so he's still one of mine. And it was his 21st birthday last week. So we went out and bought some alcohol, and I bought me a big bottle of Fireball and a box set of Drambuie and some wine. Oh, I got 2 wines. Oh, I have a Riesling in there. I almost forgot. Oh, I should have poured some of that. So I love sweet Riesling and blueberry wine. I like blueberry wine. So I've got 4 of my favorite things in the kitchen. I completely forgot about it. Oh well, I guess after the stream I'll pour myself a drink. Especially since I really don't have much to go over tonight. Michael, I think you should title your book The Day My Heart Stopped, The Rock That Weathered the Storm, or something that reflects your personal experiences. I was kind of toying with that. I really wanted to write one for Crossing Colorado. It was How to Lose 80 Pounds in 6 Short Years. And it's a story of how I lost 80 pounds, but I had to wade through a ton of depression to get through it. And that one I think is going to be way more centered on everything I had to go through to get where I'm at. And including leaving my, I guess, common law wife. We weren't really technically married, but we were together for 15 years. And I left her and my daughters, and moved to California. So I think that would probably be more for better. But I don't know. I'm just really, I would set the book apart from the writer's guides. That's yeah, see, what I'm doing with the ebook is the story of essentially how I started, including my favorite story of how my friend threw a tizzy fit because he was a 3-star and he gave up immediately and then just went off on his own. And I can't remember what he's doing now, but I started off as a 3, but decided to put effort into it, and I just bought a house. But it goes through everything I went through, all of the things I used to do, how every day I would either, if I wasn't writing for a client, I was looking up how to fix my writing, I was practicing, I was learning everything I could. especially since I went to school for graphic design and computer animation in 2001. So I didn't know what I was doing. And it was a step-by-step on how I went from a 3-star getting 1 or 2 orders a day to a 4-star that had so much work thrown at him that I didn't have to use any other system. So nowadays, I haven't been able to do much on TextBroker or any content mill for that matter. I get paid quite well for what I do. And it gives me a chance to do all this other fun stuff. So now I do write some articles, but nowadays I'm more of an editor. So I have to edit my team's work. And it's been fun. It's been a great experience. I love being management. I turned one writer that was almost fired. The client didn't really like him much. He wasn't doing very well. And then I took the reins and I turned him into one of my best writers. So that was pretty cool. I think Gary Vee drank wine on camera like every video for the first year or two. So I think you can get away with it, at least until the next adpocalypse. Well, shit. Unfortunately, all my liquor's in the kitchen, so I will keep that in mind for next time. Maybe we'll do some drunken live streams. Oh, that would be bad because, like, when I'm drinking on Fireball, Sam calls it my truth serum because I am brutally honest when I'm on Fireball, and like worse than I am normally, which is saying something. And so if she ever wants to get any information out of me, that's people usually down Fireball on me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to buying your ebook. Sound interesting? Yeah, and I'm going to give Buy Me a Coffee supporters get a discount. So I'm kind of excited to get all that set up because it's kind of fun to put it all together and see how it all works. So you'll be my guinea pig. We'll just make sure it doesn't backfire. And let me think. I'm probably going to do it. I was debating on selling it on michaelbrockbank.com and WriterSanctuary, but I'm not sure because michaelbrockbank.com is essentially a breakdown of everything I do on the internet and more of kind of like a journalist type thing. I don't really care if it gets a lot of traffic. It's just thoughts on subject. WriterSanctuary would probably make more sense. But I don't know because I'm an author, so maybe I'll just do both. I don't know, unfortunately, with cancel culture, you might get in trouble, right? He was drinking on camera. I am offended. I'm sorry. I am quite offensive. I can be. Especially if I start drinking Fireball. 0 fucks are given. I don't know, I think I'm starting to loosen up a little bit. I'll probably lose a few subscribers, but yeah. I don't care. I never built the YouTube channel to make money or to be YouTube famous. I just wanted something to add to the blog so people can either watch or read. And I still do that. I have to find out what blog posts I can do now for videos soon. Problem is that I share them both on Twitter and Facebook. And I don't want people thinking I'm just rehashing the same information over and over. So I've got to give it a few months at least before I do one or the other. But normally I like to take the video and slap it into a blog post. But I don't read it verbatim off the website. So it's a little different from the blog, but same topics. I will always support you, Michael. Well, thank you very much. I don't know, unfortunately, with cancel culture. Okay, I just read that. I will always support you, Michael. Thank you. Is anybody getting any work on TextBroker? I have no idea. I haven't been on for a while. Like I said, lately if I haven't been spending time on my blog, it's been with my clients or with Green Geeks. And lately it's just been a nonstop, like I didn't get much done last week, writing wise, but I think I put in more time last week than I have in a long time. But I'm also fixing all my sites. AdSense is picking up. Like for some reason, my AdSense accounts just exploded last month. And there's sometimes, I get a $3 or $4 day, so it's not really anything to write home about. But this is the first time where it's been consistent. So I think I'm going to have to write a blog post about that, because the only thing that I changed on WriterSanctuary is that now I make sure there's a blog out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I don't know. I work for available 4 stars, but that's pretty standard. Yeah, it is. 4 stars have always had more work. Unfortunately, there are only a few orders for 3-star authors. That was like that when I first started back in 2012. That was one of the biggest reasons why I worked so hard to hit 4 stars, because I wanted to get those orders. I saw there was so much more work for 4 stars. So I said, you know what? I got to make it. I got to push through and So I worked my ass off to get to 4 stars. And that was the pivotal moment. Once I got my 4 star for the second time and kept it, because the first time I had it for 3 days. But once I hit 4 stars, the second time, I kept it, and I joined all kinds of teams, and I had all kinds of work thrown at me. So if you can get to 4 stars, you're pretty set. That is, if you don't mind being more of a general writer. Because like I discussed being a niche writer, I think it was last week, where niche writers aren't bad. The only thing I don't like about being a niche writer is that you're limiting yourself to one topic. Sure, you might make more money down the road on some website, but what if you can't find work in your niche? So I prefer just to bounce around. I'm good at it. I'm really good at research, so I can scan through things pretty quick. And I expanded, and I write that in the ebook too. That's part of it. How I decided, instead of just focusing on computers and networking, because I ran the computer center for 4 years. Instead of just focusing on that, I decided to explore my options and found that I really enjoyed writing about animals and travel and business and marketing. And I found that I was all over. I could do just about anything. So 3 stars, that would be me. Yeah, don't feel bad, Ron. I was there for, god damn, I was a 3 star for, let's see, the first time I got 4, I think was almost 9 months later, I think. And then I lost it 3 days after that. And it took me another 6 months to get it back. So it's all good. Yeah, it's a shame. I feel like TB should let people submit other initial writing samples so they have another chance at being 4 stars right off the bat. Well, you get your first one, and then they immediately go through the first 5 before they turn you loose on the open pool. But I think they ought to do more, a more regular screening, or not screening, but analysis of your content, I guess. Because there were times where it would be 4 or 5 months before I got my stuff rated. And most of the time, it didn't even seem like they actually read it. They just said, you're average, whatever. So, I don't know. I was debating on playing around with starting my own writing thing, but I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. That took me a while. I had to work. Oh, commas were the worst thing. I had such a problem with commas. And my writing at the very beginning was way too clinical. Essentially, I wrote like a IKEA manual on Valium. It was bad. Like some of my stuff on WriterSanctuary from like 2013, I was going through and I revamped one of the pieces recently. And I was reading it. I'm like, holy crap, that's cringeworthy. Like, yeah, no wonder why. That's why I was a 3 star for a while. I got a lot better. A lot better over time. Why is people texting me? Okay. Kids are home safe. Awesome. Wow, that's groovy. That was my ex-mother-in-law telling me that my children are home safe. So I think I was 3 star for at least the first 20 to 30 articles, maybe more. I'm grateful for the editor's feedback. Oh yeah, editor feedback is what got me through. That helped me a lot. I know they have a TB university section or something there. Yes, they do. If you go through their blogging section of Textbroker's own blog, they do have a university type thing where you can go through and learn all kinds of stuff that they want to see. So yes, they do. Yeah, let's see. Damn it, Joy. Yes, I get it. Awesome. That's that was a group chat. Okay. Where they discuss common issues that prevent people from reaching 4-star. Yeah. I also, if you go through, Ron, here's a good one. I submitted for their push notifications. I went ahead and subscribed. So anytime there's a new blog that comes up, I get a notification that it pops up, and they do a lot of really good insights. So they should emphasize the importance of that initial article. I naturally assumed it was hard to get a high rating, so I worked very hard on it. Yeah, that's one of the things I tried doing with some of the articles I have on WriterSanctuary. The writing sample example that I have on there, I break down all the stuff they're looking for, and you really don't have to put a lot of heart and soul into it. I wrote mine and I think it took me 10 minutes. And there's a lot of things that you want to keep an eye on. I've went over a couple of people recently. Someone submitted something to me on Facebook, and I took a look at it, and I told them, got to fix your commas. So I told them where to look, or all the different things, and it's not really that bad. Essentially, most clients on Textbroker just want somebody who can crank out content fast, have it to be decent quality, know what you're talking about. When I first started, I was writing like I was reading something out of a thesaurus. I mean, I used all these big fancy words and tried to make it sound like I was way more intelligent and stuff. And for the most part, that's not what they want. So if you don't read too much into it and just do your best and be casual, relax, and so the work flow. I spent like 10 hours online. Yeah, for 300 words took you 10 hours. That's bad. I thought there would be enough work so I could learn their system and improve my writing skills. That's where the problem I had was one of the reasons why it took me so long to get my 4 is that there just wasn't enough work. I would get, by the time I got home from the school district, I was able to get maybe 1 or 2 a day. I was only making $25 a week at that point, but I also had the full-time job, so I didn't really need the money, and I just kept working at it and grabbing whatever came out and just kept pushing. That would be ideal. Yeah. You're pretty paranoid. Yeah, I would guess. My dad, a lot of authors actually do that. I know a lot who will take an extreme amount of time to do like a 500-word article. It shouldn't take you 24 hours, but my dad would like hem-haw over it. I mean, he would go through it with a fine-tooth comb. He'd go over different parts, rewrite stuff. I'm like, man, you're making this way too hard on yourself. It's really easy. Just crank it out. I think my record in one day was 15 articles. Hey, it was worth it to be 4-star off the bat. Yeah, it is, but not if you're still taking 10 hours to do 300 words. It means you're not making that much money. Ron got a tab between content mills in the early days until you level up at TB. Yeah. Plus blogging, hub pages, similar sites can grow. I can get you some income trickling in for now. That's exactly what I did. Was I didn't just focus on Textbroker, and that's in the ebook as well. When I started doing Writer Access at the same time, and they pay out monthly. Textbroker pays out weekly, and I would just bounce back and forth. I had 2 tabs open on my monitor. At one point, I would do Textbroker, Writer Access, and Fiverr. So I'd do all 3 of those. And then eventually I got to the point where I had so much work coming in on Textbroker that I didn't need to do Writer Access or Fiverr anymore. What other content mills would you recommend, Chris? Ron Michael will cover it in a sec. Yeah. Nice. He knows me well. So But yeah, that's Writer Access is a great one. And they added a lot of stuff recently, so that's definitely worth looking into. Constant Content is another good one. I'm really looking forward to writing for that one again if I ever get a chance, just to see how it's laid out. Back in the day, they were just as strict about content as Textbooker, which means their editors are really good and they give you feedback, which is great because feedback is what got me to level 4. So, but the thing with Constant Content is that now they do have clients, but back when I tried, you could write pretty much anything you wanted. Now you had to write something somebody would want to buy, but you were open to write whatever. So now I can complete an article in 1 hour. Nice. Depends on the length. Back when I was doing it, I was doing. In fact, one of the teams I'm still on, I keep getting emails for, and I almost went ahead and picked up some articles because it was the ADSG team. And those ones are really easy. And I can do 3 of those in an hour. And they're 420 words and pay $7.20. So making a little more than $20 an hour. But normally they drop about 300 or 400 articles at a time once a month. So that's a real good team to get onto. Yeah, people like me have a hard time making money on content mills. We have all our weaknesses, I guess. Yeah. Being too critical of yourself is a bad one. That's, I guess, one of the ways that one of the reasons why I excelled in Textbooker is that I could just crank stuff out so fast, and I just did my best and moved on. Once I curbed the clinical writing part, that I still do that. Like, I'll read through my stuff. I'm like, that word's way too advanced. So I try not to, and I try to add more personality to it, but part of me is still in that professional mindset, so it's a little hard to get over. But my God, Michael, I would be rich if I could write that fast. Yeah, me too. If I, we figured it out one day that if I decided to be done with WriterSanctuary, stop doing YouTube videos, stop worrying about all the other blogs, and just went back to writing, I could be making bank. But that's not what makes me happy. So, got to do with what makes you happy. My bills are paid, and I enjoy what I do. So, I'm a simple man. I write content with too much depth. Don't know if I can make money on content mills, but I have to try. Yeah, you have to scale that back just a little bit. You still want to do quality content, but you don't want to put so much. Well, you don't need to proofread something 10 times. Have confidence in yourself to do it once or twice. And just realize that most clients are in Textbooker and other content mills. All they want is something that looks good on a website, that is well written and factually accurate. You don't have to spend so much time trying to fine tune it. I didn't. I did, well, not to brag, but 5,500 plus articles with only 3 rejections, and 2 of them weren't even my fault. So I think I know what I'm talking about just a bit. God, that one rejection was stupid. Oh, I still get upset about it, thinking about it now. The one where the guy tried telling me I didn't add the keyword enough times, but Textbooker won't let you submit it unless you have. So I'm like, I have, dude. So I rewrote it just a little bit to include the keywords in different areas that were more obvious. Sent it back again saying I didn't use the keywords. I'm like, what? The system won't let you submit it. I tried to explain that to him, submitted it again, then he rejected it. Luckily, Textbooker stepped in like right off the bat and took the rejection off because I did submit the damn keywords. So I don't know if he got banned or what, but I added him to my blacklist. The blacklist is one of the coolest features of Textbooker. I blacklisted a lot of people. Then the other one's a very long, convoluted tale about a fairly big company, actually. But I can't go too much into that, so that wasn't my fault either. That one the manager screwed me on. And they even apologized. Anywho, my point is just try not to be too in depth with it. Just try to relax, have it flow naturally. Write for search intent, not necessarily long words. That's all I do. I just write. It's interesting, Michael. You say you have imposter syndrome, yet you don't seem to be critical at all when you're writing. I don't know. It's weird. On some things I do, like, well, case in point, last week when Scully wanted me to do a collab, I freaked out. I was like, I don't know if I can do that because he's published and I'm not, and he's got all these followers and I don't, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, and it just like really tossed me when he brought it up. And so that right there was like, I don't think I'm good enough. But when it comes to certain other things, like with, say with blogging, with WriterSanctuary, if I look at the stats, that's what helps me get over it, is that I see that every year since I've been tracking it, it has more than doubled every time. And this year, I might even hit 100,000 page views in a year. And I've never done that with WriterSanctuary. And then looking at the other blogs I manage, all of my blogs, especially with my client, there were rewrites where all I did was add 400 words and answered a question that was on People Also Ask in Google. And that one particular blog post increased by 8,000% over 6 months. And we're talking tens of thousands of visits. So I know what I'm talking about when I say certain things, so that makes me feel good. But when it comes to, so the imposter syndrome for that aspect of me is, well, I can't say it's going away completely, because there's days where I get up and I'm looking at my blog and I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm doing. And even though I do. And I'm like, especially like I'm kind of freaking out that I'm hit almost at 1,000 subscribers, and all I can think is I don't know if I really deserve 1,000 subscribers, because I don't really offer anything of value to, like, in my mind. So there's sometimes I have a little bit of an issue with some things, but others are like I do fairly well with. I feel confident when I talk about certain things, and I'm the type of person that won't talk about something unless I know for a fact. I don't just pull facts out of the air and throw them out. They're either through personal experience or through scientific evidence. And so I'm feeling fairly confident when I talk about certain things because I've done it. But when it comes to, like, I don't know, like when I still would love to do a collab with Scully, but I don't know. I need to get on that level. That's why I'm like, he's like way higher up on the food chain than I am, so it's all good. But there are times where I struggle, so don't get me wrong. I might tackle a big game on some things, but all the time I do have issues. So yeah, not as bad as it used to be. Like back in the day, it was horrible. Whenever I got a compliment for some from my clients, my default answer would be "I try." Now it's "Thank you," and I brought that up before, and that was part of trying to get past through to being able to accept compliments has been a really big one for me. So I try not to belittle myself when I do get a compliment, and that's helped a lot. Obviously, they're thanking me for something I did right, so that's how I try to keep it in mind. But it's hard some days. And I was diagnosed as being bipolar a long time ago, and I haven't had a manic episode in months. So, like, I don't know if maybe part of getting a bit more successful in what I do and seeing the things are actually starting to click into place finally, maybe if that's helping a little bit, or if maybe I'm too stressed out to notice. Should be on medication, but I'm not. So it's been a rough ride. That's part of why I was writing in the book. But I'm not sure if I want to keep the depressing side in the ebook. I think I want to try to keep it more focused on freelance writing and how I went through everything, and then write the other book that will go a bit deeper into my psyche, I guess. Because it all kind of played a part altogether. So I don't know. I don't know if I can add certain parts to the ebook of freelance writing without adding the depression part, because a lot of that's what held me back. Maybe I can mention it. Maybe not go in too deep a detail. I don't know. I'm still writing it, but I've got quite far. I plan on working on it all week now that I have a new writer helping me on Practically Living Green. I have my Wednesdays a little bit more free to do more videos and blog stuff and writing for both the ebook and for 7. So having him, I guess, on my payroll, kind of cheap labor. He's a great writer. I talked him into writing for me for a lot less than I should be giving him, but that's all I can afford. So I did make a couple of good deals with him. But anyway, having him help me is going to make a big difference. In fact, it was already, like today, I went through and published an article he wrote today, and I can already tell that this is like a massive weight off my shoulders. So it's going to free up a lot of time. So I'm like, awesome. I can get more stuff done. So, oh, see, I didn't get the blog post done today. Shit. I have to finish writing a blog post that comes out on Wednesday. Oopsies. I thought I gotta get one for Friday. See, this whole going shopping and buying a light thing really screwed things up for me. It's worth it. I like the colors, but man, kind of put me back a bit. Anywho, let's see. Let's make sure that I answered everybody's questions, because I keep getting accused of missing conversation. Imposter syndrome. Yeah, people like me have a hard time getting money. I got emails. Okay, I think I got everything. Go with transparency. The human touch is what lets your readers relate and connect with you. Don't scrub your book clean for humanness. My 2 cents. Up to you, of course. It's not like I'm trying to scrub it of humanness. It's more of, I don't know. I don't, like when I was writing it, I'm like, are people going to understand that I'm trying to relate to what it's like to try to be a freelance writer when you're suffering from extreme depression? Or are they going to think that I'm trying to have somebody feel bad for me? Because I don't want pity. I just want to let people know that I've been there. I've been at the bottom of the barrel, and it took a bit of a climb to get out. And so I would like to get that across, that, yeah, not every successful writer is happy. I wasn't. Well, some days I'm not, but I still do what I do because it has to be done. Oh, even if it drives me to where I sleep 4 hours a night. I've had some bad days. So I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. See, that's where I'm at. That I'm not sure. Is this going to be a pity party, or I'm actually going to be able to write to where somebody's like, oh yeah, I've been there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, and I'm going to wind up screwing it up like I do all of my other ones. I'm extremely critical of my work, and it's taking me a lot not to delete everything that's on Wattpad right now, because I am hypercritical of myself. Always have been. I have done lots of books and stories in the past that I just went and deleted or threw them away, and some of them probably should have been published. But there were some really good ones. Like my ex, not Sam, but a long time ago, my son's ex from, I think it was in the 90s. I wrote something that was just, it was incredible. I thought it was good. But I had a bipolar moment And I was manic depressive at that point, and I wind up deleting it. All gone. It was on the computer, wiped it out. My ex was furious. Of course, she could have also just been mad that I deleted a book that she could have got rich off of. Because that's the type of women I used to date. I agree with Chris. You will have people accuse you of that at some point, seeking pity and attention, but that comes with the job, right? Wear it like a badge when you start getting haters. Means you're doing something right. Yeah, well, it's like I tell everybody else, is that you can't please 100% of the people 100% of the time. So, like, I know that there's going to be haters. I've seen people hate my videos, especially when the one video, my worst performing video on YouTube is the AdSense video where I try to show you that, or try to help you understand what 1,000 visitors really looks like. You're not going to get rich off AdSense. And I tried to break that down. I even showed how different niches bring in different types of money. And, well, people hate it when you're honest. All I do is giggle because it's true. A lot of people think they can just get rich off blogging and throw on AdSense and write a couple of blog posts. And I think part of that is because there's a lot of experts on YouTube that make it sound like you can start blogging today and retire tomorrow. And that's not how it works. Most of the time, the successful blogs that do bring in like $10,000 a month aren't doing it on AdSense. They have AdSense installed, but they also have like their own products, eBooks, print-on-demand services, affiliate sales. They may have their own eBooks out there, which is kind of what I'm doing. But they're not going to do it just on AdSense. And people do not like to hear that. So, sorry, but that's how it rolls. I've been using AdSense since, wow, shit. I've had my AdSense account since 2008? I think it was 2008 when I first started. Of course, I really didn't do much with it at that point. Back then, I was running the computer center and we were doing 6-figure income. So I really didn't care about all this other website stuff. And I should have been building a blog back then because I'd be retired, but that's not how it works. Oh, but yeah, people hate it when you're honest. But I am going to be writing a new one, doing a new video soon, an update to that, because I did do a couple of things where it improved my RPM on AdSense. So it's going to be pretty cool. Chris is a great friend. Yes, he is. Chris and I have been buddies for shit. I think because you were reading my blog post back when I was still in Sterling. But we really didn't connect until I got back from LA. So that was like 2017, wasn't it? Then we did shortly after that, we did the live stream. I can't remember. It's been a long time. A couple of years at least. Yeah, and I've offered him 2 jobs. Oh, we won't get into that though. Chris is a great guy. I just wish he had more faith in himself. Because he's a great writer. He's got a big heart. And yeah. I'm supportive of Chris Desitoff. And I think he's probably one of my biggest fans. So it's mutual. But yeah, that's I'm not really afraid of haters. What I'm afraid of is how I will react to haters. I won't get mad and start pissing and moaning or close my social media account. No, at that point, I get kind of vicious and I'll probably wind up losing a lot of followers and subscribers because I can be a dick. And being as sarcastic as I am, I can be a ruthless dick. So, I don't know. I might just let it fly. Or I'll try to like ignore them. But I don't know. It depends on the day. Shit, my thing stopped and I just caught the tail end of that. Should I be blushing now? Probably. You'll have to probably watch the video. Take a note, we are an hour and 2 into it. So probably about, maybe start watching it 55 minutes. You'll probably get it. Yes, Chris, you should. Sam's here. Yeah, I was kind of gushing over Chris. Dying love for you. Well, I haven't asked him to marry me yet. That's only on Facebook. And I had somebody, I don't know, this new one on Facebook, kind of flirty, but she hasn't professed her undying love yet. So I don't know if she's playing the long game or what, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I get a lot of Facebook love. I'll watch the replay later. Yeah. We're gay pirates, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right? Not that there's anything wrong with that. My father's gay. Seinfeld, if you don't know. I don't want to be a pirate. God, that was like my dad's favorite show back in the 90s. Seinfeld. I think we watched every episode. Now I'm looking back at some of them, and some of them are a bit cringeworthy. But I think that's because how times have changed. Lots happened over the past 20 years. A lot of things that we used to watch in the 80s and 90s would not fly today. Especially like with Married with Children. Oh, God, no. My fireball is kicking in. Perfect timing. Right on. Yes, embrace it. Arr. Arr, matey. Filter kicked in. Almost got really bad. I could be really dirty. I try not to be. But then we're going to grab our pirate gear and go sailing. Everyone knows that reference. I don't know if everyone. I met a couple of people who didn't know about the pirate shirt, the puffy pirate shirt. So Seinfeld reference. I feel happy, and people catch my pop culture references. Yes, no soup for you. One of my favorite episodes was the golf ball, where Kramer crushes the golf ball and the whale gets it stuck in his blowhole. Easy, big fella. The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send soup back into Delhi. That was a good one. I think Seinfeld was on Netflix for a while. Oh, but yeah, that's one of the big things that a lot of people. I don't know. Especially like lately, I've been getting really mad at brands too, because they capitulate to the Twitter minority only because they don't want cancel culture coming after them. Like recently, it was Mass Effect. Mass Effect is taking out a butt shot from a character in a game because people were up in arms about it. Like, really? Of all the things the world would be pissed at, an ass shot of a 3D character is not one of them. But it just makes me mad. Like, you know, don't. I was going on a rant because there's been a lot of stupid stuff. I'm like, are you people out of your damn mind? There's so much more going on, and that's what you're going to bitch about. I don't know. I think social media is the downfall of civilization. Sure, there was a decent reason for it. I mean, I can keep in touch with mom and my sister and my brother back in Utah, and a bunch of family members I haven't seen in years. My cousins that are in LA or Las Vegas. But as a whole, I'm not really sure if it was worth it. There's just so much going on. I'm so glad I'm not on Twitter. I am. Well, yeah, I guess I can say that's a bad thing. I love the writing community on Twitter. I follow a bunch of authors, and if it wasn't for what's trending on the right, I wouldn't really care. We hang out, we share memes. A lot of the people on in the writing community is awesome. So that's where I met Linda Ray and Trevor. I kind of followed them from something. I can't remember what, but now I chat with them all the time. And Serena Storm, she's fun. There's a lot of fun people in Twitter. You just gotta not take the other junk seriously. Like, I try to avoid what's trending on Twitter because most of the time it's dumb. Like, there was one, well, sometimes. Like, there was one time where Betty White was trending, and I'm like, oh my God, is she dead? So I click into it because Betty White's a national treasure. But no, it was people celebrating her birthday. I don't think God. So there's some times where it catch you off guard. But when you start playing around with like some of the religious stuff, the political stuff that's on Twitter, it's not worth it. I'd rather just hang out with the authors. It's only fun when people agree with you. Well, it's not even like totally agreeing. It's not like we're in a clique or anything like that. It's just that we all talk about writing books and reading books and publishing, and I hang out with a couple of WordPress people. So it just depends on who you follow, really. There's been a few times where something came across my feed that I questioned, but just take it with a grain of salt. That's the problem, is that stupid people have always existed. Social media just gave them a platform. So, I don't know, you just gotta go through it, I guess. When it comes to politics, I mean, yeah. I don't mind having debates on politics as long as it's a debate. When people start calling each other names or start pulling random shit out of the air and just to cause an argument, then the discussion is over. There's no sense in arguing. I don't mind debates. Debates are different. Debates are when you can calmly discuss things with somebody and you can see both sides of each other's stories and come away more enlightened from it. But too many people out there just want to argue and just, you're wrong no matter what. And it's like one person said that they're going to vote Republican no matter, like the Marjorie Taylor Greene is a bad person. I think everybody can admit that. But people voted for her because she was Republican. No other reason. And it's those people, I'm like, you vote party line. I'm like, man, so if Satan was a Republican, you'd vote for him? Discussion rather than debate? Yeah. I guess that works. Like Dad and I, Dad's on the opposite side than I am. But we still love each other. We've got into some heated arguments, some heated debates. But I think Dad loves the debate. He loves the argument. He will purposely take the opposite side of something, even though it's against what he believes in, just so that he can debate you. So he's a lot of fun sometimes. With social, I think the thing is you just got to edit what you let into your life. Too many people don't guard the gate to their own mind. Yeah, exactly. If Satan was a Republican, you'd vote for him. Well, that's how some of them act. It's like he's hardcore Republican, doesn't matter what they did. They could have threw babies in a meat grinder and kicked puppies into mulchers, and they'll still vote Republican. So I'm like, but then not just Republicans. I know a lot of Democrats that will do it too. Like, that's why I've tried not to affiliate myself with either party. I vote for whoever makes the most sense. But God, people are just, ugh. If I'm a Republican, but even I find that funny, a lot of them would. I know I know a couple of Republicans that would think that's funny. Because there are a lot of people out there who will, as long as there's an R in front of their name or a D in front of their name, they'll just mark the ticket. It doesn't matter who's running. So those are the people that, I don't know, they just don't have there's no hope. No. That's all right. But yeah, I agree with Chris. That's one of the things I like about where I'm at with Twitter is that I just joined writing community and WordPress, and I hang out with a bunch of developers, some gamers, and we just have fun. We enjoy talking about random shit, and it's great. I am an independent, vote for whom I think will do the best job for the working class. Exactly, Ron. That's how I feel. Like, I vote for whoever I think is going to leave us in the best shape after the dust settles. So, and that meant sometimes I've voted for Republicans. It just depends on who's running and what their beliefs are. I'm sure a lot of Democrats think Satan is the Republican. Oh, yeah. No doubt. That I would agree with. Oh, God. There's. So I know I talk shit about Republicans a lot, but there's really nutbags on both sides. Yeah, Sam and I will sit down and actually go through each candidate and where they stand on certain things. And if they stand with where I believe in, that's how I vote. I don't like, I kind of made fun of it last time. We were talking with Sam. We're like, you know what we should do is just vote D all the way down. But we didn't. We actually went through each one. So, and all the different laws because, oh, I gotta hate it when people vote for stuff and they believe commercials hook, line, and sinker. And there was a bunch of them here in Colorado that were just stupid. Like the one law about they couldn't drill for oil within a certain distance of a residential area. Obviously, you don't want that. But the way the commercials made it sound was that Colorado was banning oil altogether, and it was like, that's not even close to what the fucking law was. I think that kind of shit needs to be done away with. I think I'm one of these people. I always vote Republican no matter what. Oh, see? Yeah, so you're going to see Satan's name on there. Check. What would the last name be? Satan. See Satan on the ballot. I don't know. There's if Kanye West can get votes and Exotic Joe got votes, I'm pretty sure Satan would probably get some too. That's funny. I normally try to stay out of politics with my stuff though, because I don't want anybody to feel like they're being alienated. So this is neutral ground. Everybody's welcome here. It's a sanctuary. But there are a couple of things where that just, I don't know. You gotta admit, there's some nuts out there. If Jesus was a Democrat, I would vote for him. But I hope so. The thing is that most Republicans in office right now probably wouldn't vote Democrat, and they would call it fake. I don't know. Anywho, how are my lights? I'm the most despicable person ever, and Michael accepts me. I wouldn't say you're despicable. You just came across some bad people. Well, I know a lot of ardent Trump supporters who are just way beyond, and you're not anywhere near that. So it's all good. Like shit, my dad voted for him. My dad still argues for him, and I love my dad. Oh, it's great because so we have this thing where we try not to talk politics with Dad because he'll rope you into a debate. And was it New Year's Eve? I think we actually got through the whole night. There was a couple of times where it looked like we were gonna like stumble, but we got through the whole night without bringing up politics. Yeah. The light looks amazing. I think so. I like them. I love that color purple that it does. And the teal? Yeah. Ugh. Just caught a look at myself in the camera. God, I'm fat. Oh. I hate the way I look. That's right. Well, we're doing it. We're doing it. Didn't get as much exercise as I wanted today, though. I did do a lot of running around, so I think that counts. We're not all the same. Nope, you're not. Michael, are you a prepper? No. I can survive on just about everything. I've had a lot of background training in it, in survival, but I am not a prepper as a lot of people are nowadays, I guess. I don't have a bug out bag. There's a few times where I was thinking about making a bug out bag, mostly because I like the idea of being prepared in case of an emergency. Like if my car breaks down or if I get into a car wreck, I would love to have like a first aid kit there, or some kind of survival gear just in case. But I wouldn't say I'm a prepper. There's nothing wrong with it. I think some things are definitely worth keeping a mind open for. Maybe having some supplies just in case, like especially when the pandemic exploded. I know people went ape shit over toilet paper, but a prepper probably already had that stuff already lined up. So there's some instances where having a surplus would be beneficial. 12 weeks, baby? Oh yeah, absolutely. And I actually really started it yesterday. So I was 1,000 calories positive yesterday, and right now I'll probably be about 1,500 calories positive. So as long as I can refrain from snacking tonight, I might have a glass of Fireball, but that's only going to be like 120 calories, so it's not too bad. What's a prepper? A prepper is when... Yeah, let me try to do this without being a dick. A prepper is like, say, they prepare for the worst. So like, I know some preppers that would have a basement full of canned goods, dehydrated stuff, a lot of MRE. I know some with a ton of MREs, and essentially just preparing for worst case scenario life. So like a nuclear holocaust or a zombie apocalypse. In fact, the CDC has plans for that. I shit you not. And tornadoes. Like you'll get a lot of preppers in Kansas and Tornado Alley simply because it's survival stuff. So, but then you get the good old backwood boys in Arkansas. I have backpacks and guns galore. Someone who does what he can to prepare for the potential economic collapse. Yeah. Oh, that's it. There you go, Ron. That's a much better way to describe it. But essentially, that's what it is just being prepared, really. There are some things I do have around the house that I can rely on. So, like, I try to follow Rule 9, never go anywhere without a knife. And I don't go to the extent. I do have a few canned goods I could rely on, but I am more like if the world went to shit now, I can survive just fine. I can make a soup out of just about anything. I wouldn't even have to eat bugs because I'm really good at making soups out of plants. So I'll probably be vegetarian unless I kill some. Got a lot of squirrels though. I'll eat me a squirrel. I think I just drank 1,200 calories of Fireball and Coke tonight. So tomorrow I'll get back on track. Tomorrow. Yeah. 1,200 calories. Yeah, I can see that. It's it can get you. And being higher in the altitude in Colorado, the alcohol hits you a lot faster. Chris, that is a vicious cycle to be in. Yeah. Yeah. Putting off tomorrow what you could do today. I've never understood the whole zombie apocalypse thing. There are no zombies. No one has to worry about this. I've wrote several articles, one for Clan on Tax Broker, and I think I have one on Crossing Colorado about the realism of why a zombie apocalypse could not happen. And I go all scientific with it, and it's just not viable. And the zombie apocalypse would last 3 days tops. And that's simply because of how the body works. And we would have all kinds of things on our side, like flies. Oh, yeah, maggots would be all over. It would just be going apeshit. And rigor mortis would set in. No one would be able to move. Even if they ate something, their digestive system is not processing nutrients to keep their muscles active. And like, I was pretty in depth. I even did a lot of research in neuroscience, so I broke down exactly why a zombie apocalypse could never happen. But it's still kind of fun to play around with. Viscous. You're viscous, huh? Vicious. Vicious. Right. How the fuck do you spell viscous? Google it. You had it right the first time. Now you just sound like you were slimy. I am stuck in the I will do better tomorrow also. Yeah, see? I'm in it to win it. I plan on dropping 5 pounds this week. Nice, Michael. Glad someone has some common sense. Yeah. I try. I'm impressed. With what? The vicious or with the zombie apocalypse? I had a lot of fun doing it. I didn't like go all hardcore science and like make people feel stupid. I actually had fun with it. I've joked around a lot with it. It was a fun article to write. I might have to do an update to it. But it was pretty cool. But in the event there is a zombie apocalypse, I would be carrying around my katana. Oh, I'd go all Deadpool. 2 pistols and 2 katanas. Oh, yeah, handguns? Yeah. It'd be war. Me against them. And I would win. Because you gotta think about it. A zombie is probably one of the easiest opponents. The only thing they have to their advantage is sheer numbers. But they're not strategic, they're mindless, and they are easy to dupe. So as long as you keep that in mind and don't get yourself swarmed, double tap. Yep. Decapitation. Oh, yeah. It'd be war. A war that I would intend to win. Not that we'd have to worry about it. I think we would have more to worry about the zombie invasion than a zombie apocalypse. Then again, I think that's why we haven't had aliens land yet. It's because they look at the world and the state it's in, and they're thinking to themselves, no. And they drive off. We are the trailer park of the universe. I think any abductions are more likely than zombie rising from the grave. I think that's what I kind of started going into too. But yeah, you're probably right. But yeah. Alien abductions. I wonder how many people actually. That's one thing that I think I talked about before, where with all of the sightings and all the crashed alien ships on this planet, it makes me wonder. Okay, so these suckers can go from one universe to another, or not universe, one galaxy to another, come up to this planet, but they still wreck into it. How do you manage that? Are they that bad of pilots that they can't handle entering Earth's atmosphere? They just smash into it? That's why I think that most crashed spaceship conspiracies are full of crap. Because, come on now. If you're an advanced species and you're able to do interstellar travel, you'd be able to land on a planet without smashing into it. So, I don't know. Everybody's just plain chicken. Or maybe something happens when they're traveling in hyperspace and they don't see the planet and they just smash into it. There's no concrete evidence. That's because they keep wrecking. I have seen some stuff that I can't explain, and technically that would be a UFO because it's an unidentified flying object. I've seen a couple actually. But as for little gray men trying to pull me out of my house and do some butt stuff, no. Sorry. I've yet to see it or experience it. But they turn cows turn themselves inside out all the time. Cartman gets a nail probe. Oh, that's going to be... Oh. That's carbonated. And I just whacked it against my desk. That's going to be nice to open. Wasn't too bad. My last water. I have to go to Costco. Anywho. Oh, so aside from that, so let's see, we went from my ebook to talking about aliens. Nice segue. I think we're about done for the night. Should be getting close to everybody's bedtime. Oh. But yeah, it was pretty fun. So to recap, I got new lights. I don't know if I'm going to keep them as purple and teal. I might do a green theme because WriterSanctuary is more greens and grays, but I can't do gray on it. I do have green though. Maybe we can flash. Do a strobe effect. Give somebody a seizure. Fade. And I can turn them to white. I don't know. I might leave it. At any rate, it's going to look cool on the stream for Colorado Plays. You better be careful, Michael. Aliens like neon lights. All right. They also like trailers, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't live in a trailer park. Yeah. And then I'm working on my ebook. We talked about that. I got coming close to 1,000 subs. I'm trying to think of something cool for next week. I think I'll do another webinar type thing where I showed you how to do something, and then we'll do an AMA afterwards. I have had a couple of requests for doing more WordPress stuff, so I might do something with that. I kind of got to be careful with that because I am doing some WordPress stuff for a client on YouTube, so I don't want to be competing with myself and them. So I got to come up with a way how I can separate the two, and I'm fairly good at doing that. I did it for a long time on TextBroker where I could write the same article 9 times and it'll be a different piece every time. So I'm fairly sure I can get it. So I'm not sure what we'll do next week, but well, probably a quickie on something you can do in WordPress, and then we'll just hang out. Scully didn't show up tonight. No, he didn't. And I didn't get to see his show last night either. I wanted to. The problem is, though, is that he does his readings at the same time I'm on Twitch. So I have to go in after the fact to watch. So it's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. Aside from that, yeah, I think we will go ahead and wrap it up unless anybody has any questions, comments, concerns. And if you do have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always hit me up on social media, on Twitter and Facebook. Oh, hey, how has anybody liked my outro? My new outro? I know it seems kind of random, but I kind of like it because I am a very tropical person. I have like 30 Hawaiian shirts. I would so much rather live in the tropics. I love the mountains. So it's kind of hard. But anyway, has anybody seen my outro, and should I do something fancy with it? Or fancier? For the record, that's it. I have something to say. That's all it was. Okay, there we go. I just want to confess my new undying love for Fireball. All right. Brought another one over to the cause. I love Fireball. I even have the collector's edition Fireball bottle from New Year's Eve. So, but I've been a big fan of Fireball since it came out. Good night. Good night, Chris. Yeah, I like your tropical theme. Thank you. Outro's cool. Awesome. It suits me. Yes, it does. I love it. I like the music to it too. I think I need to turn it up a little bit on the volume, but I think it looks pretty good. Now I'm just debating on bringing back the original intro. See if there's a way I can shave it down. It's 8 seconds long. I haven't really noticed anybody or losing audience after 8 seconds. So I might just bring the intro back because it hasn't really made an impact. And yeah, so people still don't watch my videos. Well, I can't say that. My ardent fans watch them. So, and I love everybody, every one of you. But I was testing to see if, because there was a drop off after about 5, 6, 7 seconds, it would drop. The the engagement would on YouTube. So I figured, well, let's take out the intro and see what happens. And it does the exact same thing. So I don't think the intro makes a difference. So I'll probably bring the intro back. Probably Wednesday. But I really like my outro. Alrighty. I think we're gonna let Chris go ahead and drink his Fireball. I'm gonna go get me some of myself because I have a big, huge bottle of it in the kitchen. Thank you for reminding me. I had Drambuie last night. Drambuie is another good one. I said that earlier today, but oh, it's so good. Okay, so we're gonna go and wrap it up. I still haven't figured out what I need to shut off first, because if I turn off the OBS, then it might cut me off in the middle of saying goodbye. So I will say goodbye now, and have a good week, everybody. And I will see you next Monday. Videos coming out Wednesday and Friday, but we will do another live show on Monday. And if you have any suggestions on what kind of theme to do on a Monday, feel free to hit me up on anything. Like, you guys know how to get me. So cheers, brother. Have a good one. Enjoy your Fireball. I'm gonna. Have a good one, everybody, and I will see you. Night, peeps. Hope everyone has a great week. And you have a good one too, Ron. Thank you for joining us. And I will see you on Monday.